Hello everybody, welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to review the brand new 2018 science fiction movie directed by the visionary Alex Garland and starring Natalie Portman, Jennifer Jason Leigh and Tessa Thompson, and it is Annihilation, a movie that I did a trailer reaction for several months ago, and I thought the movie looked fascinating and visually very interesting. And I was interested to watch it, definitely. Now, I've seen a couple of reviews before watching it. I don't usually overload on reviews before I'm going to see a movie, but occasionally I'll watch a couple of people I trust. And generally speaking, it's been received very, very well, this movie, but I have seen some feedback from people that haven't really taken to this movie. So I think it's clear it's dividing some audiences. And after watching it, I could completely understand why. Because this is one of those movies that when it's finished, it demands you to think about the movie. What have you just watched? What's it all about? You almost feel like you need to watch it again immediately just to try and figure out what it is you've just watched. It's going to be one of those discussion heavy movies between film fans, and I would imagine there'll be a huge amount of videos on YouTube at some point of people doing an analysis of this movie and breaking it down as to what it all means. And for me, if a movie does that, it's done its job, I think. It's got people thinking, it's got people talking, and surely that's what filmmaking is all about. However, there will be some out there, and I completely understand it, because I'm like that. If I'm not in the mood for a movie like this, it won't really hit it with me. But there will be a section of an audience out there that just want one of those takeaway movies, disposable movies that you can just watch, digest, enjoy, and that's it, just move on. And for some sections of an audience, this movie will probably get on their nerves, or they won't have the patience for it, or they'll just think it's too self-indulgent potentially. But for me, I have to say I really, really enjoyed this movie. I don't think it's perfect, and we'll talk about some of the things I've got an issue with later, but I thought generally speaking it was superbly made, looked beautiful at times as well. And what we get with this movie basically is Natalie Portman is a biologist who 12 months previously, her husband, who was in the military, never returned from a mission he went on. He turns up out of nowhere, falls ill immediately. The military arrive, take them both to this facility, and Natalie Portman's introduced to the Shimmer, this strange anomaly that landed several years ago and is ever expanding. They don't know what it is. Every team they've sent in there has never returned, and she discovers that her husband went in there, and he's basically has come out on the brink of death. So she decides, along with another 4 scientists mainly, including Tessa Thompson, Jennifer Jason Leigh and a couple of others, that they're going to go in the Shimmer, they're going to volunteer. So they head into the Shimmer and they get in there, and it's like this otherworldly place where biology and DNA is all upside down. There's these strange creatures, some beautiful, some terrifying, and nothing makes sense, and they learn fairly quickly that that things aren't as they should be, and potentially members of the team aren't behaving how they should be, and they need to get to this lighthouse in the hope of finding answers as soon as possible. And that's all I want to say on the story. I don't want to ruin anything of this movie for you. You want to be going into this movie blind, definitely, to watch it, to get the full benefit of it. But needless to say, like I say, there's so many good things about this movie. It looks stunning at times. I mean, really beautiful. It has its moments of terror too. At times it really, really gets very close to full-on horror as well, this movie. There are some really frightening moments in it. The designs of some of the creatures are really inventive. The dynamic in the team, the girls, there is really good. However, a small issue I have is, I think they could have maybe jumbled it about with a few more personalities in there. They all kind of felt like they were all going for the same reasons, and they all kind of express themselves in similar ways to a certain degree, and it could have done with a couple of different personalities in there. That's just my opinion. Really, really great movie. This really fascinating. Really a visual. It really was a visual treat, and a head scratcher at the same time. It really will get you scratching your head, this movie. I thought the ending was a little bit overindulgent, possibly. You really are wondering what the hell is going on at the end. There was a couple of things in the movie. There was quite a few flashback scenes that I didn't really think the movie needed too much. They felt a little bit like filler. But I'm kind of nitpicking here because I do think this is a very, very good movie, very, very strong movie, and a movie that I want to watch again, and I do want to try and pick apart to some degree. Not necessarily for YouTube, just for myself, because it's fascinated me. Really, really fascinating, intelligent movie that will get you thinking. And for me, this is a very, very strong 8 out of 10. And I would suggest, if you haven't seen Annihilation yet and you want to see something new, fresh, different, and thought-provoking, then this is a movie that I highly suggest that you watch. It's not for everybody. I do think there are some that will watch this that will take it or leave it, but for me, I thought it was a really, really strong, powerful movie. Thanks for watching, everybody.